the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon.
And a very good morning to you. It's Saturday the 4th of January 2014. Welcome to the first of this year's live shows. And the last one for a couple of weeks, because it's nearly holiday time, boys and girls. Oh, yes. This time next Saturday, the plane will have just taken off to take myself and my nephew Jimmy to Orlando in Florida. I cannot wait. All those Disney things. Oh, yes. And I cannot wait, especially to go on my favourite ride at Disney, It's a Small World. You know the tune. Oh, hang on a minute. I've done something. Here we are. La 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 la. It's a small world. Oh, to sit on that little ride for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes and constantly listening to that happy little tune and little cardboard cutouts waving at you of children and Disney type things, fairy tales, that's all. Oh, I love it. I love it. The only thing is, I'm not sure that that's going to be my nephew's favourite ride. I am hoping that he's not going to want to go on anything fast, like a roller coaster. Uncle Chris doesn't do fast rides. I'm sorry, I can't be doing with those fast rides. However, the good news is I've already spoken to my niece about this, his sister, and she informs me that actually he's not keen on roller coasters. So I shan't be, don't worry about that, I shan't be forcing him to go on any of those, dear. Certainly not. No. So there we are. That's what I'll be doing this time next week. Now, those of you that watch the short videos, if you don't know about the short videos, then you can find those at youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK every day, Monday to Friday. Anyway, Monday to Friday, I do a short video, okay? youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. That's where you find them. Click the subscribe button, and they're anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes long, usually around 3 minutes. Every day, just a short video. Can be anything, something perhaps in the news, something funny, something I've been done. And they do a little bit better than long shows. People prefer the short videos. All right, so looking forward to the holiday. I eventually got my money yesterday. Holiday money from Thomas Cook. Now, I'll just pop into the nearest, not estate agent, the nearest travel agent and buy the money like that. But this time there was various different places in Bracknell. We've got a few banks, we've got a building society, and we've got travel agents and one of those loan places, you know, what is it, cash for loans or something like that. Now, interestingly enough, I thought this time, I had a bit of time yesterday, I thought I'll go round the various different places and see how much difference there is between sort of, you know, the exchange rates. See how much difference it is between one place and another to how much money you actually get. Now, I'm just trying to put the words up there for you, but I can't find them. Just a minute. Text. Is that it there? There we are. Okay. I'm just putting some words up for those of you that want to see those. There we are. And the worst rate was given to me. Oh, do you know, I can't remember the name of the blooming place now. Or did I write it down on my iPhone? 1 second. I might have. Choice. First choice. Okay, first choice holidays. They were the worst rates. Now, all these places, before you start before they give you the rate, they say to you, have you had any quotes yet, sir? Okay, now if you're going in one of these places, I would advise you at that point to say no. All right, because what they're looking for is the highest quote that you've had, and then they will match it. That's all well and good, but you should be offering me the best quote you can possibly get before I even tell you what the competition. I'm not going to tell you what the competition is answering. So in first choice, I think they offered me, say, say they offered me $100. It was much more than $100. I'm just giving you a figure out of the sun, okay? So they offered me $100. And that was the worst one, first choice. Although, as I say, they did say, have you had any offers yet? And I said no, right? And then they said, please come back to us if you get a better offer. Well, no, I'm not going to come back to you. You see what I mean? Give me the offer now. I'm not running about and then coming back in here telling you what the competition is. You should bloody well go out and do that job yourself. See what I mean? They want me to go around and do the job of finding who's going to give you the best rate and then come back and tell them. I don't think so, dear. She was nice enough girl in there, but bad business. I think that's bad business. Don't you? Go out and find it out yourself. Don't ask me to come back and tell you. Dear me. So that's that. That was the worst rate. The second best rate... No, I lie. The worst rate was the Halifax Building Society. They were really the worst rate. By about $50. With the amount that I changed up... Okay, they were offering me about $50 for my money, less than everyone else. Okay, so Halifax, worst rate. Best rate, believe it or not, was Thomas Cook. They were by far the best rate. And I got an extra $32 by shopping around, which is 25 quid. You might think it's only 25 quid. I am of the generation that thinks every penny counts. Every penny counts. In fact, talking of pennies, I found 20 pence on the dance floor in the Black Cap last night where I was DJing. I'm so happy. I do like to pick... Do you pick up coins? Oh, you must. You must. I must get about 10 or 20, 30 pounds over the year in coins. Don't sit there laughing. You're the one who hasn't got it. I've got your money. Who dropped that? Go on, tell me it was you, wasn't it? Did you drop that 20 pence on the floor on the Black Cap last night? Was it you in Camden Town? So they were the best one. And believe it or not, second best were the loan company Cash for... What's it called? Loans for Cash or Cash for Loans? I don't know. Like Wonga.com, one of those high street places. Now, I wouldn't go in there generally. I don't believe in them. But I knew they were doing foreign exchange. So I went in there and they were second best. They actually weren't that far behind Thomas Cook at all. So there we are, boys and girls. When you're going on holiday, do not just go to the first shop. What you do, you go in there. Don't look at the rates, okay? Because you'll never work it out. The old bird sits there behind the old... or the young bird sits there behind the checkout and says, well, we're offering 1.58 or 1.6. We'll be giving you... And you sit there and you think, what the bloody hell was she talking about? No, don't do it like that. Go in there and say, how many... Example, dollars. How many dollars will you give me for £1,000? So you write down on and you have a little notepad with you, little notepad. In my case, a diary. A diary that my auntie got me this year from her church, which is why it's quite nice. So it's only my aunt and me that go to church now. The rest of the family just don't want to know. Oh dear. So you got your little notepad, okay, and you write down £1,000, and then, for example, Thomas Cook give you $750, and you write down Halifax give me 1,250. Sometimes you'll go in there and you'll say, how much will you give me for £1,000? And then the calculator comes out, doesn't it? The calculator comes out. They start tapping away on the calculator, and then they say, well, if you give us £1,020, we'll give you X number of dollars. No, you can't do it like that because you won't know. Do you see what I mean? You won't know. And then you say back to them, no, I want you to tell me how much dollars will you give me for £1,000. You write the figures down and then you go back to the one that offers you the most. Got a phone call coming in from 3D Focus. Good morning. Hello? Is there anybody there? Nope. You're completely silent. We cannot hear your modulations, I'm afraid. Is it you or is it me? No, I'm sure it's you. No, can't hear anything. Can't hear a thing, I'm afraid. Can't hear a thing. Oh, what a shame. We thought we had a call rushing in them, boys and girls, but no call. Oh well. Shall I try and give him a call because he wants to chat to me? 1 minute. Let's try a call. Oh, by the way, please don't send your videos when you're calling because often. Oh, there you are. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I've been following you for a long time, and I finally get to call you live.
I know. I often see your little face. What's your name?
Johnathan.
Jonathan. Good morning, Jonathan. Where are you, sir?
I'm in Surrey Quays, London.
Oh, Surrey Quays. Oh, that's very posh there. I've only been there. Not my cup of tea. It's a little bit too. Is the word built up? No, condensed. Do you know what I mean?
It's very near. If I look up my window, I can see the Canary Wharf, and it's. Yeah,
I know exactly. I know exactly where you are. You're not too far from Rotherhithe, are you?
That's it. Yeah, that's very, very near me. That's I think 2 stops away on the overground.
Yes, I have to drive through. On Tuesday night, I do this quiz at the Mayflower in Rotherhithe, and I drive through Bermondsey and on all that way. Worst journey of the week. Oh my God, Jonathan, it's terrible. It can take me over 2 hours to get there sometimes.
I don't know how you do your travel. You were in Coventry, were you? Because I'm actually from the Midlands, I'm near Birmingham. I don't know how you get to travel so far, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, coming home is a little bit tiring sometimes. Going up there, like tonight, I'm in Coventry tonight, and I'll leave here about 8 o'clock and I'll get there about 9:45. No need to rush, you know. Believe it or not, you know those sad old blokes that sit in the slow lane doing 60 mile an hour?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. When my mate gets...
I don't drive. I don't think I ever will drive, especially living in London. It's not something I ever do.
I drive my mate mad. He says, can't we go any faster? What for? Why go faster? I haven't got to be there till 10. I've left at 8. You know, get there at 10 to 10. What am I going to do if I get any there faster? Only going to cost me more money and fuel because I'm a tight old bastard. To be honest, Jonathan, I really am.
The thing about saving money. I hope, Chris, that you use cashback websites. Do you use like cashback and those kind of websites? Cashback? Yeah, have you heard of those? If you shop online, you have to do it through a cashback website. You get so much money back.
Oh, I'll make a note of this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically, you know, if you shop anywhere online, and any shop usually has an affiliate program, so they get a percentage of that sales. So if you go to, my favourite one is topcashback.com. Topcashback.com.
I shall have to have a look at this, right? Yes.
It's completely free, and they will give you a percentage back. So, you know, shop Argos, hotels.com. And I last year, I mean, I spent quite a lot last year, but I had £400 back in terms of. So you can make like you could have get 10%
that's better than my credit card. I've got a cashback credit card, but I only get about this year I've got about £140 this year, and I noticed in December it didn't accumulate. So I wonder if they've got a limit on that per year.
It might be, yeah. It might be. It's definitely something to do. So, are you prepared for your holiday?
Yeah, I know nothing about cashback sites. I've never heard of this. Believe it or not.
All right, that's my top tip.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I think I'm all prepared for my holiday. I got yesterday. I picked up tickets. And I've also got these. I've got these venue advanced tickets. You know, you can buy those advanced tickets.
Oh yeah, for the parks.
Yes, for Disney, for Universal, SeaWorld, Legoland, Busch Gardens, and it was an awful lot of tickets. So I've bought all those up front. I collected the cash yesterday. As I say, from Thomas Cook, they were the best rates. I don't know if it changes, actually, from one day to the next, depending, you know, in the various different outlets, or whether Thomas Cook would come out top all of the time. So, I mean, I don't know about that. And I put a case in there, which has got nothing in it yet. Large case, you know, so I can buy things when I'm out there, like presents and little bits and pieces. And we've already got the holiday insurance. and of course everything for my nephew as well. He's coming down on Friday. He's coming down next Friday into King's Cross. So I'm picking him up from King's Cross, coming back here, and then we leave on the Saturday morning. So it's all sorted except the car going to the airport.
Okay. What, like with roller coasters, Chris, because I used to be a big fan, and I went to Vegas a few months ago.
Oh no, you didn't go on that thing. What's that thing at the top called? Sorry, Johnathan, I cut you. Go on, say that again.
I was just saying, I used to be a big roller coaster fan, and
Yes.
I went to Vegas a few months ago, and the older I get, the more scared I am, and I couldn't go on half the rides. I couldn't even go on the, I don't know if you've been to Vegas, but there's a big tower called the Stratosphere, and there's a thing that shoots you up. There's no way I can do that anymore.
I've seen that. Absolutely no way you'd ever get me on that thing. As we go up the tower, you get on this thing, and it leans out outside the building, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, horrible.
Have you been on it before or not?
I did when I was younger, when I was sort of young and fearless and invincible, of course. So
Yeah.
I was about 18, 19, and I could do anything. I even went skydiving, but I get scared now getting on a plane. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, well, I switch off. Now, my nephew, I think, is a little bit scared of getting on the plane. But I looked at British Airways, and, I have to look into it all for him. Looked at British Airways, I typed in crashes, and you can't find anything. And he was very afraid of bombs. He's very afraid of that someone's going to blow us up. So again, I typed in British Airways and bombs, and of course there isn't anything. So he was sort of a little bit better with that. I have taken him once already up to Glasgow and back. And that was a bit of an effort because I took my sister as well. It was just a plane ride. This is about 18 months ago or so. And it was all right until the plane started taxiing. And then he shot up from the seat and said, "Oh, no, I'm getting off." I said, well, you can't. He said, "Well, I've just asked them." And then, of course, the steward came down, and it was very, very good. Everything all right, so I saw my nephew's a bit nervous, and he crouched down at his level and started talking to him and reassuring him. And so that was all right. And then when the plane started going faster, my nephew then closed, the shutters on the windows. He closed the shutters on the windows so he couldn't see out. Bless him.
It's not happening.
But coming back, it was better. He was better coming back, but he was afraid of bombs. That was his worst fear, that someone's going to blow up the plane when we're on it. So I had to.
Also, I mean, if you do get turbulence, if you well going over to the States, because I was pretty scared of turbulence, but
Yes.
the stewardess said that you could have a really severe turbulence and it's completely normal.
Yes, I love it. I love it when the people start screaming and shouting. I find it hilarious. I just sit there and laugh.
That would be me screaming and shouting.
But in my own mind, excuse me, Johnathan. In my own mind, I tell myself that actually we're not on a plane. I put the fact that there's nothing underneath me for miles. I put that completely out of my brain.
I know, and I think you just sometimes think this is absolutely crazy,
Yes,
isn't it? And you
yes.
sit there and you think, how is this working?
Have you been to Orlando?
No, I'd love to go. I'm a bit jealous, Chris, to be honest. It's one of those things that sort of I wanted to do when I was young. I'm 35 now, and I just think, but you're never too old to go to those places.
Oh,
so
please.
It's definitely a place I want to go to.
You really are never too old to go to Disney. And if you've never been before, okay, it will be really magical. After you've been once, that first impression has gone. That you've lost that. But it's still good. I mean, this is like the 5th time I've been. I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. And I don't need to go on those fast rides. I can often just stand down there and watch people on there and get the pleasure out of that. Do you see what I mean? Actually, watching people and the children's faces. This is the other thing. Now, I'm taking my nephew, and of course, he's much younger than me, and therefore I will see it completely differently. Now, I've never had the opportunity to do this before. And it will be completely different, because in my mind, the only thing on my mind is that he has a good holiday. That's all that's on my mind. Whereas before, I might be going around for, I don't know what to do today and this. Now, I've got, it's a completely different thing. And I can't wait to tell you about it when I come back. I'm very, very excited. Very excited indeed.
When are you going? When are you coming back?
Saturday to Friday. Sorry, Saturday for just under 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have a fantastic time, Chris. It's been fantastic to finally talk to you. I discovered you quite a long time ago, actually. I don't know if you remember, on my LG television. I was doing a search for talk radio, and
I remember that. Yeah.
Fan of LBC and Steve Allen, like I am.
Yeah.
And I found you that way. So it's I finally get to talk to you.
How long have you had that television now?
My TV? Oh gosh, about a year and a half. But I don't think it's on there anymore.
Quite a new one, yeah.
Function on that.
I've got a few different things now. I've got Apple TV and Now TV and other bits and pieces plugged into that box now. And you can actually get the show on all of them. I was surprised, when you put on that Apple TV, if you go onto the YouTube, there's a YouTube, what are they called? An app?
Yeah.
Are they called apps on those little boxes as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a YouTube app on there, and I just typed in United Kingdom tour, and all the shows came up, which is fantastic. And now I'm doing them in high definition now as well. I've only just started doing that.
See you in HD.
Yeah,
even HD. Well, I'm just because I can't see you on the. It's a bit weird, sort of the delay.
Yeah, I am now, but the recordings weren't HD, but they will be from now because I've got a new little camera. I didn't quite work out the settings last week. I did use it last week, but I turned out orange.
I saw that. I also saw the mirror ball incident as well.
Bloody dangerous in this studio, I'm telling you. I threw that tree away immediately. Funnily enough, that little Christmas tree I had on last week?
Oh, yeah.
I was just looking back for a few shows because, I look quite young. And I went back a bit further. That tree's about 7 years old now. I use the same one every year.
There's nothing more depressing when you go through your old YouTube videos and see how you've changed. It's horrible, isn't it? I mean, I did some YouTube videos a few years back, I think 2010. And I thought, oh, gosh,
yes. Oh, gosh. But, I mean, the setting on it was a tungsten setting. I hadn't found the tungsten setting, so I was, of course, orange. Now I'm using LED bulbs, but still, the tungsten setting looks a lot better. I'm not kind of oranged out now. Although it was quite a good look, if you're about to go to the Caribbean or somewhere sunny.
Well, it saves you on fake tan, doesn't it?
Yeah. My nephew's had a fake tan. He's had my niece does them. And because he's a bit the only way is Essex, my nephew. Yeah, he's a bit like that.
What's his name? Joey Essex.
Jimmy. Yeah. Oh, don't please. Dare I tell you that Joey Essex is his icon?
Oh, you are joking.
The same to me. Barry Manilow's mine, or Tony Blackburn, or Steve Allen on LBC. They are my icons. His icon is Joey Essex. I mean.
Well, he shouldn't listen to Steve Allen then, because all Steve Allen talks about is either Sandra Hears or Joey Essex.
Oh, no, I listen to Steve Allen. He doesn't listen to Steve Allen. I actually put Steve on in the car because I download his podcast and listen to and from work. And I played it to Jimmy once, and he said, "Who is this man? Who is this man? Who does he think he is?" Because he loves Joey Essex. He wants to meet Joey Essex. Unbelievable, isn't it? He's like he's a huge star. Thick as a plank. Oh,
completely. And the thing is, the depressing thing is, he probably will become more. He'll have his own show, and
we know.
Yeah,
because it's Freaks, isn't it? I've said for a long time now that Only Way is Essex and many other programmes now on ITV2 and also BBC Three, it has to be said. Many of these programmes, they are the modern equivalent of a freak show. Have you seen who's going to be in that Splash? You know that Splash with Tom Daly? Do you know who's going to be in that?
I have. There's somebody again from the Only Way is Essex.
Oh my God! There's two of them. There's that really good-looking lad. Can't think of his name. He's about 23, but he looks like he spends almost 23 hours of the day at the gym. And are you ready for this? In her swimsuit, Gemma Collins.
Yeah, that's the one. It's just the big one, right?
Yeah. Big is neither here nor there, but they are just freaks. All of them are freaks. Every last one of them on that show are freaks, and that's what it is, the modern equivalent of a freak show. Like going to see, I suppose, in the olden days, the bearded lady or the dwarf. Now you wouldn't see that anymore because that's not PC. But these are just the same. These are freaks.
Because it's a bit like obviously the whole Jeremy Kyle thing. I mean, there was a thing a while ago that somebody got arrested for punching somebody on the show, and I guess and then the producers were found to be goading them, obviously, before they went on the set.
Just because they know people watch it. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's it's the same thing as sort of going back to the lines, isn't it? In a way, it's just a modern day equivalent.
Awful. One tooth in their heads when they appear. I don't think any of them go to the dentist on Jeremy Kyle, do they? Anyway, Johnathan, lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much for calling in, sir. I do appreciate that.
You two have a fantastic holiday, Chris, and I look forward to hearing about it when you come back.
There'll be little short videos every day. I don't know if you ever follow those at all.
Yeah. Right. What, are you doing that for holiday? That'd be great.
Yeah. We're trying to do a little one every day, and I shall, of course, have my new, younger co-presenter. No doubt he'll start getting in emails of fan clubs all over the world. Terrible. I don't get any. See you, Johnathan.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. There we are, Johnathan, Surrey Quays. That's really posh there, Surrey Quays. You could never afford to live there. Only Johnathan can. I couldn't afford... Well, maybe I could. No, you couldn't afford to live in Surrey Quays. Thank you, John, for calling in there. Some messages coming in. Good morning to Marge, who says, good morning. You must pick up a coin, money, that is, as in money I find on the floor, only if it's heads up. Otherwise, you get bad luck. Don't believe that, Marge. I just pick up the coin and that's it. Thank you. Good morning to Wendy, who says, love the new opening. Do you like the new opening, Wendy? You do, don't you? It's a bit special, that, isn't it? Did you miss the new opening? I bet you did, didn't you? There's people there who joined us just after the new opening. Do you want to see it again? Okay, if you missed it. This only cost me, okay, $5. It only cost me $5. So hang on a minute. Oh, and Wendy says, loving Johnathan, hope he calls in again. What a nice bloke. Yes, and he did sound like a nice bloke, didn't he? Right, let's find you the new opening again. I'm going to play this for you. Right, our new little opening logos and things for 2014. Here we go.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? I'm very, very pleased with that. You saw my mum, my dad, the cat and me, all on the new United Kingdom Talk opening. Now, those of you that just listen to the podcast may be wondering what all that's about. What's he talking about, the new opening? Well, there's a new little film opening for the people that watch via YouTube. You can find that by going to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Look at the show at the very top there, and along with the summary of the show, you'll find the video to the show as well. Just click on there and you can watch as well as listen. Okay. Marge also says, I know you don't believe me that I was just talking about the custom of getting bad luck. Yes, I haven't heard that one. I know quite a lot of bad luck things, Marge. Walking under ladders, throwing salt over your shoulder, all those things. Lots of people have got different ones, haven't they, my darling? And that's quite cool. By the way, Marge, welcome back to my Facebook. She once again, Marge did something to her settings last. She said she didn't, but she did something to her settings yesterday, I reckon, and I completely disappeared along with 6 of her friends. I don't know what you do to that Facebook, Marge. I really don't. You naughty girl. Leave the settings alone. I've learned that over the years. Once something's working, don't change it. Alright? By the way, those of you watching, I'm hoping now you've got a really good quality picture. I've spent a little bit of money with on a few lights. There's some new lights in front of me, some new lights behind me, and of course the new camera. I think it's a really good picture that we've got there. Alright? Good morning to Mike Cullen this morning, who says he's a radio presenter and ASAP CPU associate. What is that? I don't know what that is. Good morning to Ben Parker. Says, is it a new opening for the Oscar season? I have no interest in the Oscars, Ben. What a load of old rubbish that is. All these people backslapping each other and telling people how good they are and things like that. I just don't get it. Don't understand the Oscars. And people sit there and watch it. I can't stand these award ceremonies. The BAFTAs, the Oscars. What's the music one? New Music Awards. Oh, just dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. Now, you can join in if you want to, boys and girls. If you're with us live, and the way you know whether you're with us live or not, it's 12:30, just after 12:30 on January the 4th, 2014. If that's the time where you are now while you're watching this, then you are indeed with us live, and you can join in live. Simply use Skype. My Skype username is Chris Reardon, okay? CHRISREARDON. Right, that's the Skype username, Chris Reardon, all one word. Or you can join in by telephone, 020 8133 6358, 020 8133 6358. Right, either of those methods if you're with us live. If you're watching or listening to a recording of the show, you can email the show, and if you're with us live as well, perhaps you prefer to email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Cyber John sends in, Marge says, Chris, I didn't do anything to the settings. I only logged off and came back on. Dawn was also having similar issues. It wasn't my fault this time. Well, you do, though, but you play with the settings, Marge. And then 2 days later, you send me a little email saying that you've lost me from your Facebook. Why does this doesn't happen to anyone else? Doesn't happen to anyone else at all. Marge also says the quality of the video is not good today. Is that right? Looks alright to me. Looks alright to me at this end. Does it look alright to you, boys and girls? What about everyone else? How's the video for everyone else? Can you tell me? Let us know. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Ben says the lighting is either flattering or you have overdone the Botox again. Sorry? Botox, I would never have stuff like that injected into my face. Isn't it bits of dead cows? As a vegetarian, I cannot have that sort of thing being injected into my face. Alright? Oh, Ben, please don't go to the go and have... You're not going to have Botox, are you, Ben? You'd be there for a year, wouldn't you? Certain managers... certain managers have sent me... I've seen with Botox and things like that. Oh, thank you very much, Marge, for my $5. Marge sent me $5 through the post to buy myself and Jimmy a cup of tea. So thank you for that, Marge. I don't know why the video's bad to you. Ben, is the video all right there? Is it kind of acceptable? You know, is it all right? I know it's never going to be perfect live on a little webcam, but when I upload the video later, I'm hoping that will be perfect now. Because we have spent a bit of money on that. Someone else sent me where was the other? Oh, Suko. Thank you very much to Suko in New York, who also sent me in a Christmas photograph of herself and her husband and their girls. So thank you very much for the Suko. Beautiful card that he sent in. Ben says, you look a bit like high definition Max Headroom. No, it's the little webcam, you see. I mean... Oh, I don't know. Can I make adjustments on that? Let me have a look for you. I don't want to look too strange. Now, what's that? Is that the webcam adjustments? The whole thing will probably go offline. I really shouldn't muck about with settings. Let me see. Webcam controller. There we are. Let's try that. Let's see what that does. Controls. What's that? Is that? Oh, that's a zoom. We don't want to zoom. Webcam options. Is that it? Advanced settings. Here we go. Advanced settings. Is it the exposure? Let me see what I can do for you. Is that... No, that's just made it a bit dim, isn't it? Oh, no. No, see, you shouldn't muck about with stuff once it's all running. Gain. What's gain? A bit more gain? Probably make me look even worse, will it? Colour intensity, is that it? Oh, that's a little bit better. Is it a little bit more natural for you? White balance, that's automatic. Yeah, is that a bit better, Ben? Sorry about it. Because Ben is... Oh, would you like to save your changes? Yes, there we are. Is that better, Ben? I hope that makes it better. Marge has got a problem with her computer today. She says it looks like you're a paint-by-numbers painting. No, I think it's you, Marge. Because Ben can see us okay. Can't you, Ben? He's just writing another message. You seem to have a fringing around your face today, looking like you are against a green screen. No, it's not a green screen, it's real. Oh my God! That's it, I've just realised, boys and girls, Father Christmas, behind me, Santa Claus, it's Father Christmas actually, Americans. It's not Santa Claus. Okay, it's Father Christmas. It's not Santa Claus. It is please remember that for next year, Americans. Father Christmas, okay? He's got to come off the wall now, boys and girls. Christmas is over. Christmas has finished. So we'll take it off the wall now. Bye-bye, Father Christmas. Mwah. See you next year, my old friends. You go back in that cupboard and have a rest. And I shall remove the tinsel from the clock. And that's it. Christmas decorations down. Oh, hang on. Got to put my sign back up, haven't I? Yes. I think I'm going to have to start giving out gold stars to people who are good people on the show. People that call in, that sort of thing. Put my little sign back up. There we are. Make sure that's straight. There we are. We're ready for the new year. 2014. I love it, dear. I love it. Ben says, yes, the picture is better now. Thank you, Ben. I think I had a little bit too much. Is it colour saturation? Colour saturation. So far Marge has managed to ruin her Facebook, and now the computer's not working either. Oh dear me. It is you, Marge. You're blaming me all the time. Good evening to Mike. Hello, Mike. Mike Cullen, who says, don't you listen to Christo anymore, Chris? On LBC, they've moved Duncan Barks to Anthony Davis slots because Anthony has left the LBC. Yeah, why did he leave LBC? I did kind of wonder, do you think there's something going on there? Anthony Davis was one of my favourite presenters on LBC. He has now left. I'm so shocked. Steve Allen is still the best on there. Let's hope they keep him. They're not going to sack Steve Allen, dear. They sack Steve Allen, no one will listen anymore. That's it. Steve Allen will not be sacked. And you say, don't you listen to Christo? I can't stand Christo. I don't like Christo at all. And but the worst person on there, Ian Dale. Can't stand. I don't care if he's won awards. He is one of the most boring voices ever. Oh, hello and welcome to LBC. Christo, not keen on him either. Don't like Christo. Love Steve Allen. Love Clive Ball. Nick Abbott. Do you listen to Nick Abbott on LBC? Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Love him. So they're the three people I like. Nick Ferrari, he's alright, yeah, quite like Nick Ferrari. Not keen on the guy after Nick Ferrari, but I would listen to him. But I would never listen to Ian Dale or Christo. Oh, and there was another bloke on the other night standing in for someone. Oh, what was his name now? Can't remember his name. Let me see if I can find what his name was. I did put a little group thing. 1 second. Where's that? Chris Reardon. Oh yes, Sam Pittis. Sam Pittis. Now he used to read the news, and as a newsreader is fine. As a presenter, oh no personality. The voice is all one. The voice is all one level like that, and it doesn't really. It's not exciting. He's not exciting. Not like Steve Allen. He's exciting. His voice goes up and down and up and down and up and down, up and down and up and down and up and down like that. I love it. I love it. And Nick Abbott, such a dry sense of humour. We love it. I absolutely. He's got these little phrases that he wrote. Whenever he mentions like someone who's a bit of a toffee nose, he goes like that. Like he might say, and Prince Charles. He's got all these sound effects and things like that. He's got like I haven't got them on here, so that's it. So we like him. Mike says James O'Brien is after Nick Ferrari. Yeah, I can take him on. I'm not too keen on him, but yeah, I would listen to him. He loves James O'Brien. Sam Pittis has been standing in, and I can't stand Ollie Mann. Ollie Mann's another one. He's a little bit non-personality. They get the job done. But you just know there's not much personality there. I can't even put my finger on it, to be honest. That's how it comes across to me, though, anyway. All right, so not keen on Christo. I know you're a fan of Christo's. He's one of your friends, isn't he, on the Facebook, Mike? I think he is. So, but, you know, we all have our favourites, don't we? We certainly do. Thank you, Mike. Are you doing any radio at the moment, Mike? What are you on at the moment? Do let us know. Right. Now, what are we doing now? Also, I must do these messages nice and quickly. Thank you, Wendy, for that little message there. I entirely agree with you, my darling. I absolutely entirely agree with you. Let's see. Brent has commented. Good morning, Brent. Who says, oh, she's liking the 3D opening. Thank you, Brent. And that's it, is it? Oh, yeah. Now, did anyone see Benidorm last night? Oh, no, hang on a minute. We're going to play you a bit of audio now. This has been sent in by Cyber John, boys and girls. Cyber John sends in this video. Let's hear what he's got to say today. Sends in this audio.
Hi, Chris. Well, we did it. We survived Christmas. Isn't having fun and doing all the usual festive things hard work? And now, of course, it is 2014. Or should that be 2014? And we are expected to make new resolutions, generally do the opposite of what we've just been doing. Well, here's one from me. I'm going to try not to cyber rant this year, and instead put a positive spin on my thoughts for your show. It could be called Cyber Chat, or Joy, or how about Cyber LOL? Yeah, I like that. And here's the first one. In view of all that we've been through, I've decided to try and list the 12 joys rather than the 12 days of Christmas. And for many people, that means mostly, number one, being off work. Let's face it, this wet, windy and cold time of year is a dreadful time to be getting up in the dark and travelling across a crowded city. So not going to work is great. Though how many of us wake up of a morning, curse because we think we've slept through the alarm, get up and realise after 10 minutes that it's 7 o'clock and we're on holiday. Number two, what goes with not going to work? Hopefully, not doing anything. Just relaxing after having got the decorations up, the Christmas Day meal prepared, the presents wrapped, the flat tidy. Hold on, there doesn't sound like much time left for doing nothing. What's number three? The lights, of course. The tree replete with baubles and especially those small Japanese lanterns which were magical to me as a young boy. You know, Chris, the Puritans banned any kind of decoration or carol referring to holly and ivy. And we've got good old Queen Vic to thank for reintroducing the bling, especially the fir tree, which used to hang upside down like a chandelier. By the way, when I heard that this year we will be decorating the church tree with the bishop, I did ask him if the tree was strong enough to bear his weight with him on top. He didn't get it. Number four. When I was a lot shorter, the anticipation of receiving presents was an antidote to sleep on Christmas Eve. But curiously, it was a stocking-shaped selection box that was first in my wishes. I would try to make it last 3 days, and that was a hopeless task. I loved the choice of all those chocolate bars, and they were usually gone by the end of the day. Number five. Now I am older, I want to put not receiving presents as a festive joy. What do I mean by that? Well, it is the awkward situation of being given stuff you don't want because the other person has spared no real thought or effort in buying something inappropriate. Last year I received aftershave. I'm allergic to it. I received Dolce & Gabbana socks. Purple and pink spots on black. I'm allergic to awful colour clashes. And again, a thriller, which was the second in the series with an author I have never heard of. I'm not going to read it. No unwanted presents this year. Just a signed double CD from a radio hero called Richard J. Cartridge and some nice oldie-worldy chutney made by a friend. Having mentioned food, a decently cooked meal is a highlight at number 6, but this year I had the pleasure of some Jamaican friends at the table, and they complimented the usual fare with roast plantains, sweet potato, West Indian rice and peas, and most remarkably of all, green soup. I can still recall the pungent aroma and spicy flavour. I know our friends in the United States have their own traditional delicacies too. Well, they brought us roast turkey after all. And the Dutch, not the greatest culinary masters, have a variety of heavy fruit breads that you could build a dike with. Which leads me to number 7. Going home for Christmas. especially if it is leaving Holland, with its quite frankly weird and slightly racist version of Santa Claus, who turns up on the 5th of December. Escaping the madness every year was a pleasure, though to be honest, the Dutch Kerstdag, as it's called, is really only for children. Number 8 may be a personal joy, but every New Year's Day I would go for a long walk and there would be silence. No one was around. Not a car, not a sleigh, not a pussycat or anything. Nada. You could almost hear the snow crystallizing or the trees breathing. Wonderful. And number 9 is the opposite. Lots of people, all down by the embankment, watching the most fantastic fireworks show and Soleil Lumiere experience. London does it again with the world's first multi-sensual display. What was it Alistair Stewart said in commentating? Sydney, Beijing, Moscow and Berlin, bow your heads. London has done it again. Number 10. Every year we get the same cheap and ageing TV programmes such as Morecambe and Wise, The Two Ronnies, etc. The BBC don't have to pay dead comedians. I'm sorry, but quite a lot of 70s humour doesn't travel in time well. I've just heard that they're doing another one-off of Only Fools and Horses. Talking about flogging one. But amongst the detritus, gems of quality could be found, and I'll just cite one example. Sherlock was a work of genius. Funny, silly, serious, angry, ridiculous, tense and highly entertaining. It pleased newbies, and Holmesian geeks were delighted with the in-jokes and tips of the hat to the original canon. There were some great shows on the telly, and one of my favourites was a Swedish mock documentary on troll hunting. Number 11. I mentioned the Christmas Day meal as a highlight, but for me, the message and experience was Midnight Mass. From We Three Kings to Hark the Herald Angels, it was an uplifting experience. I gave it full voice and was asked at the end why I was not in the choir. Well, the choir mistress wouldn't like the competition. She has a deeper voice than me. So Chris, we're up to number 12, but I've left that blank. It would be interesting to know what you or your listeners would put in that slot. Would it be the radio, or partying, or old friends reunited, or whatever? Speaking of which, the lady with the half-full bottle of port, put it down for a moment, your pussy needs feeding. Oh, just one last thing. Some maniac rang up Nick Abbott at about 11:30 on New Year's Eve. You see, he got tired of the boring callers, and the next 4 minutes was crazy radio gold. So if you can, download it and have a listen. Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Cyber John, for this morning's or today's bit of audio there. There we are. So what's number 12? What would be your number 12 for Christmas, boys and girls? I was a bit disappointed you were talking about Morecambe and Wise derogatorily then. Morecambe and Wise, guess what I asked my sister for Christmas? And guess what she brought me? The complete Morecambe and Wise box set. Bring me sunshine, bring me smiles. Da, da, da. We love Morecambe and Wise. I can't believe you don't like Morecambe and Wise, John. How can you not like Morecambe and Wise? And green soup. What is green soup? Do you mean pea soup? Ben says, do you mean pea soup? I've just turned off one of the lights behind me, which has improved things dramatically. Ben says the picture looks fine. Does the picture look bad to anyone else? If it does, please let me know, because Marge says it looks awful. But you're the only one that seems to say that it looks awful, so I'm wondering if it's your end, Marge. I don't see how it can be anything else other than you if everyone else says it's all right, dear. All right? Hello to Daniel Pyle, ex-Reach presenter. Good morning, Daniel. How are you today? Who says, you are a little more shiny than normal with the new camera. The picture quality is great. That's coming from Daniel. A little bit more shiny. It might be the lights. I've got two new lights on me here. I wonder if I was to turn that off. See, there's one each side. That's the thing. What if I turned that off? Is that better? What if I turn the other one off? One moment. Okay, so that's one light off. Come on, watch, boys and girls. Play with me, dear. Play with me. That's one light off. Another light going off now. Oh, no, I'm a bit dark now, aren't I? So I definitely know that's two lights off. One light on. Two lights on. Two lights on. One light on, no lights on. Two lights on, two lights off. Two lights on, two... Hang on, I mustn't... I'm getting quite excited with the light flashing there. Did you see that? I used to flick my mum and dad's light on and off all the time. They used to say it would blow a fuse, but it never did. I think we're just lying. Would it blow a fuse? Wendy says, we love Morecambe and Wise here. One of our favourites. Yes, we love Morecambe and Wise. Come on, gang. What was your 12th hotspot of Christmas? Do let us know. Either by Skype, username Chris Reardon, all one word, Chris Reardon, CHRISREARDON, or phone 020 8133 6358. Brandon, who is a new viewer, loving the short videos, and he watches the long ones as well. Brandon said he would call in today, but he hasn't. I'm very, very disappointed with Brandon. Okay, phone number 020 8133 6358. Wendy says, your picture looks fine. Please don't mess with the settings, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. And Mike Cullen says, tell Cyber John he's got it wrong. It was open all hours, not Fools and Horses. Yes, open all hours. Did you enjoy that? I thought it was all right. Open all hours. I did enjoy that. And did you see... Oh, no, I'll come on to that in a minute. Only Fools and Horses, I believe they're going to make something of that this year as well. They're going to try out Only Fools and Horses again. Mike says, why aren't you an LBC? You'd be fabulous. I'm not what they want. I don't think I'm political enough, really. I just like to have a laugh with people, you know. It's a little bit of a laugh. Someone, I've been doing this long enough, someone in LBC is bound to have seen or heard this by now and thought, no, he's not for us. Otherwise I would have got a phone call. I know what you're going to say. You know, you should be sending stuff in. Oh, I worked at a radio station once in London, Liberty Radio. I did the overnight show, 2 to 6:30. It was on medium wave or AM. And I used to see this stack of cassette tapes in the corner that no one ever listened to. These tapes would come in constantly, and I kind of thought to myself, oh, you know, well, I mean, you know, if no one listens, so what's the point of sending them in? I only got that job because I was in the right place at the right time, and I think with a lot of stuff now, that's how it works. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. You know, not just sending stuff in all the time. And that's why, Mike, really. I don't think I'd be what they want, so there's no point in sending anything in. You know, someone would have seen, I'm sure someone would have heard this by now and thought, no, that's not what we're looking for. So that's the reason, all right? Mike says, not political enough, neither was Ian Lee. No, well, you know, Mike. I think you also need to like all the other presenters on there, and I really don't. You've all got to be pulling at the same rope, dear. You know. And if I was on there, obviously I wouldn't be having a go at other presenters on there, would I? I could do it now because I'm nothing to do with any of them. I don't know, Mike. Maybe you could push a few buttons in that direction for me. Eh? Would that be possible to do that? Actually, Brandon, funnily enough, Brandon was saying to me last night, how do you know what to talk about? And I do get that question quite a lot. So you do, they can almost understand how you do the short shows. Now, where do I come up with the idea for the short shows? They kind of just drop into my head. And they can come into my head at any time. I could be driving to work and bang, there's an idea for a short video. Or it can get quite late in the day and think, oh, I don't know what to do, don't know what to do. Then stop thinking about it and an idea will just come. So that's the short videos. With the longer videos, all night long, or all week long, because we only do one long live video a week, I write down things that I've been doing. Now, here's today's bits of writing there. Okay, it's just a bit of white paper with loads of bits of things. Because of the lights, you can't actually see it because it's shining on the light, isn't it? And there's about 20 things there that I've done or I've seen this week, and I could just pull out any one of those and start rabbiting on about that. So that's one way I find things to talk about. I also look for newspapers. I'm a Daily Mail reader. I know there are people out there who would say, oh no, you don't read the Daily Mail. Yes, I do. I do read the Daily Mail, and I could have a look in here. Now, I haven't actually used this today, but let's see. Now this is Tuesday's Daily Mail, because I do like to. You get a free copy of the Daily Mail in Waitrose every day, dear. Oh yes, it's worth just going in. I've been in there 3 times this week, Waitrose, and I know I'm starting to know all the girls now on the till. My favourite lady, I think her name is Pat. She's on like the welcome reception as you go in. I walk in and I say, morning Pat. She looks up and she says, oh no, here comes trouble again, especially if I'm with my mate Ron, because he's always got something to complain about. He's a miserable git, he really is. Always complaining is our Ron. Anyway, so I get me, by the way, they've got a special offer at the moment, and you know the big boxes of Christmas biscuits, only £3 for the chocolate ones. Oh, don't dear. I've bought 2 this week and I've already got through 1.5. Not keen on the dark chocolate biscuits though, are you? No. Mike says, oh, he's obviously not. Mike says, Daily Mail, England's best joke book. Yeah, I know, some people don't like it. We can just look at the front page here. At the front page of Tuesday's Daily Mail, true toll of 24-hour drinking. So we could talk about that. Number of town, it says in the Daily Mail, number of town centres blighted by alcohol have soared 150% since Labour relaxed the licensing laws. So we could talk about that. And I can tell you that as a DJ, I have noticed that as years have rolled by since this 24-hour drinking thing, people are definitely much more drunk now than they used to be when the clubs closed. They fall about all over the place, cross the road completely oblivious to the traffic going on around them. They're sick in the streets. They urinate against walls, and it's just awful. It's just awful. And it goes on to say the full scale of the misery and outlandish behaviour inflicted on the public by Labour's 24-hour drinking laws can be revealed today. And then I could say to you, what do you think? Have you got any experience of going out perhaps at night and seeing this sort of behaviour from people? Are they all young or old? Is it a cross-section of people that are doing this? And what do you think is the cause of it? Is it because people aren't happy? Are people not happy in the work they do? And then we could get onto the subject of, well, what work do you do? Do you see how I'm kind of trying to create a conversation here that you can join in with? I've asked you now, you know, do you see all this drinking going on? Do you think it's because people do jobs they don't like anymore and they're trying to forget it? And if so, what do you think those jobs could be? Do you think it's just the weekend and they're trying to forget? Perhaps they're sad people, they're not happy with their lives. What do you think is the cause of that? Why are they not happy with their lives? Is it the fact they've not got enough money in their pockets? Is it because we don't give them enough benefits? Do you think we should be giving them benefits at all? You see how all those subjects are coming in there, right? And we could just create a whole show on that one story. No, okay, I'll close my eyes. Let's just dig into the paper, open another page, see what we come up with. Okay, perfect. Just 5 days after Christmas, Easter eggs are on the shelf. And they are because, oh, please don't tell anyone this. Don't tell Santa. Where's Santa? Don't tell Santa, because he hasn't been put away yet. Santa hasn't been put away yet, right? Don't tell Santa this. I was in Waitrose yesterday. And my mate Ron, he's not very well at the moment. He's got cold, a bit of a sore throat and that, which funnily enough, he's got a chest infection and a sore throat. So I went round to see him yesterday. Can you believe 10 minutes, there's no word of a lie, 10 minutes after I left his house, I had a sore throat. And I went to bed for a couple of hours before work last night, and then I had a bit of a chest later, but it's gone. It's almost gone completely. I can feel a little gland up there. I can actually feel a gland up there, but that's up most of the time because I've got a little bit of a problem with my blood. But I've got a little gland up there. Right, that's okay, but it's nearly gone. So I have fought off the infection. Thank God for that just before my holiday. Thank you very much. Huh? Well, it says in the... what's Ben want to say? Ben says it's not just that. Chris, should you be reading the Daily Mail? No, you've spelt that wrong. You spelt that wrong, Ben. It's M-A-I-L, dear. Not M-A-L-E. I've got enough pictures of those, thank you very much, in this house. He says it's not just that. Cheap booze in supermarkets means some are drunk even before they get to the venues. Why does anyone use any form of drug? He's referring, of course, to alcohol. Because alcohol is a drug. People forget that. It is absolutely a drug, alcohol. And you see how Ben's writing away now because I've pushed him, tempted him, pushed him into replying on those subjects. And that was only one story in the Daily Mail. It says, our Christmas decorations are still glistening and there are plenty of mince pies to go around, yet the high street stores are already selling Easter treats. And on that same subject, I was in Waitrose yesterday and he said, bring us something back. So I got him these new, you've got to try them, Warburtons. You know Warburtons who make the bread? They now make 4 millionaire shortbread. Now I don't know if you can get these in all the supermarkets, a little bit pricey. They're £2.49 for 4. They are the best millionaire shortbreads that I've ever had. They are really nice. You must try them. Get them in Waitrose, okay? Next to them, or on the, I walked down the sweet aisle where I don't usually walk down the sweet aisle, and they were there. Cadbury's cream eggs. 3 for £1. I'm sorry, I had to buy one. I bought 3. I've been lured into it by the supermarkets, boys and girls. Lured into it. Buying Easter eggs in January. Because that's what they are. You know, they're not Easter eggs, they're cream eggs. They're Easter eggs. Doesn't matter what they got in them, they're Easter eggs. We shouldn't be having those, but I did. I bought 3. But get this, so I went round to see my mate Ron. I got out the millionaire shortbreads, I got out the cream eggs. We both had 2 millionaire shortbreads each. And then I went. I got in the car, halfway back, I thought, I've left those bloody eggs there. I've left I bet he's eating them, him and his boyfriend, Andy. I bet they're sitting there stuffing them. Got to thank Chris for these. I won't get any thanks. You know. Won't get any thanks. Although I must admit, whenever I'm round there, I do have a little look in his fridge of what chocolate items he's got there. Oh no! Ben! I bought my first hot cross buns in Sainsbury's on Thursday. No! I think cream eggs are acceptable to eat before Easter. Hot cross buns, absolutely not. No! You can't be eating hot cross buns yet. That's naughty, Ben. Mike says... Marge says it's better with one light on. Have you only just seen that, Marge? That was about 10 minutes ago. How strange. That was about 10 minutes ago, Marge. Who? Mike says, the way I used to come up with material for talk shows, because Mike used to do a talk show as well, was I used to listen to LBC and take a handful of their subjects and put my own spin on. Yes, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What a good idea. Yeah, you know what you could do, Mike? What you could do is have LBC playing in your ear and then just reiterate the words and record yourself saying them. How would you get the callers? You have to get your girlfriend to do that, Cordelia. She could be the caller, couldn't she? I think the reason people are drinking more is because of the state of the country, and it's all doom and gloom that the government is creating for the rest of the country. People are hearing the news and becoming more depressed by what is happening. Well, that and the weather, isn't it dreadful? Storm after storm after storm. I'm fed up with it. Fed up with the storms. Will the Easter eggs not go off on the shelf? No, they're chocolate, aren't they? Chocolate lasts for months. I think it's all the sugar and all that keeps it going. So, just back to that then. You see, two stories there, which we've hardly even looked at, generated messages from people and took up 15 minutes of time. See? So that's how, Brandon, because you were asking. And I look on the internet to BBC News sites and all sorts of things, see if I can find a story or two on there. It would be very easy, you might be able to say, well, you only got to do 1 hour a week. I could quite easily do 4 hours, 5 or 6 times a week. It's not hard. It's actually not hard. Well, I don't find it hard. That's what I can do. Not everyone could do that. I can't play football. Can't play football to save my life. Okay? Can't kick the ball. I miss it. If you play football, you think, how can you miss the ball? Well, I do. Tennis, there's another one. I can't play tennis. I can't draw. Can't draw. If I draw, then you would think it was a little boy or a little girl of like 2 years old draw you a picture. That's the extent of my drawing. But I can talk. I can talk and I can create conversations out of things. So, yes, Mike, if you want to put my name forward, please feel free to do so. Right? And then when they say no to you, I don't actually get the disappointment, you see. Ben says, could you imagine Timbo doing a talk show? He did try that once, Ben. I can't remember. I think he had a problem with the quality of the show. It just didn't really work too well. But yes, I think we should have Timbo doing a show. Anyway, boys and girls, 7 minutes past 1. Any more messages quickly? Might have come in there. Oh, John says, hi Chris, bit weird, only Fools and Horses doing a sketch for Sports Relief. I didn't see that. Couldn't they have done a footballers doing a no diving January? Or the England cricket team wear comedy hats for charity to go with their comedy batting? Oh dear. I'm not a follower of cricket, but I do follow the news. It's not going too well, is it, England in Australia? It's supposed to be very hot there at the moment. Really hot in Australia. And here we are from Craig. Hello, Craig Adams, who says, I'd like to wish you and everyone at United Kingdom Talk a happy New Year. I didn't do anything for New Year, dear. Stopped in for a change. Oh, you should have gone out. I was working in a place in Coventry called Rainbows. Absolutely brilliant night. Brilliant night. And what was nice was that the two owners came and stood with me in the DJ box at midnight. And it was all hugs and all that. Oh, it was a fantastic night. Really, really good night. I had a wonderful time at Rainbows in Coventry. And actually, I'm back up again there tonight on this Saturday. Christmas Day was good, says Craig. My dad booked a lovely meal for 8 people at the White Lion pub in Powton, Warwickshire. It's near Coventry. The new person who's in... Yes, I drive past that on the M40, don't I, Warwick? Yeah, it's near Coventry. The new person who's in charge of the pub did my dad a favour. It come to a very cheap Christmas Day meal, and plus my mum didn't have to cook. Oh, that's nice. I know my aunt went to a hotel one Christmas, and she said she'd definitely do that again. She said that was a great thing to go to a hotel and do Christmas there and stay, and they have the carols before midnight and all that business. I'd like to do that one year. Yeah. And I had a rest at Castlemead Radio, which is a little show he does on hospital radio there. Normally I do a Boxing Day show, but I didn't do it last year. I've just been given a 10-year-long service hospital radio award at a recent gathering meeting for Christmas. Well done, Craig. Well done, my friend. I'm still doing my twice-a-week hospital radio show. I'm live on air each Monday afternoon between 3 and 4:30, sponsored by 2 companies, Dunell Mill and local estate agents here in Hinckley. And my time and space radio show live each Friday from 3:30 to 4:45. That's a funny time. 3:30 to 4:45. Why doesn't that start on the hour? Or am I just being too clever there? I don't know, too picky. No, 3:30 to 4. It's sponsored by Anthony Head and Simon Fisher Becker, both actors who have been in Doctor Who. Fab, innit? Doctor Who. Anyway, Happy New Year to you, Chris. Enjoy your holiday. Take care, from Craig. So thank you very much for that, Craig. And I think that's about it today. Yes? We done? Mike, what you got to say, Mike? Let me see. Mike says, are there any plans to bring back the station you had, Chris? No, Mike, absolutely not. No, I must tell you, boys and girls, those of you who don't know, I did actually run a little talk station internet talk station from here about 2.5 years ago now. It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. There were constant technical issues, which I had to get someone else to do because I couldn't work it. The presenters, we didn't really have many. You know, those that we had were there. There were only about five presenters. It was really difficult. Really difficult, and I just got fed up with it and pulled the plug in the end. And of course, it cost me money as well. Not a lot of money. We're not talking hundreds of pounds at all, but nevertheless, you know, if you're paying for something, you want it to be fairly, you know, running all right. And I thought, no, never ever again, never again. Ben says footballers special for Splash. They dive often enough. Oh, I'd like to see that. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'd like to see a few footballers in those small swimming trunks. Ben. Very American. It's Warwickshire, not Warwickshire. Warwickshire. Sorry, Ben. When are you going to do a show, Ben? I think you should do a chat show or something. Be quite nice to hear you chatting away, wouldn't it? Eh? Any more? Oh, we're done now. Yeah, we're done now, I think. Yeah, that's it then. Okay, boys and girls, I'm off. Thank you very much. As I say, I will be continuing to do the... Let me just close those. Have I done something wrong there? No, that's it. Good. I will be continuing, hopefully, to do the short videos while I'm away on holiday. Daily. Maybe daily. I'm not quite sure yet. Just depends if we have time and we've got Wi-Fi and all that business. I expect I should be spending a lot of time in Starbucks using their free Wi-Fi in the States. I'll be staying, if you want to have a look at it, we're staying at the Enclave Suites, ENCLAVE, the Enclave Suites. What I've got is a 2-bedroomed suite there for myself and my nephew. We're flying British Airways and doing Disney, Orlando and all that stuff. No car. You'll be very surprised possibly to hear that I'm not hiring a car. The reason being is that I get lost very, very easily, even with a sat-nav. And when you're lost in another country, whether or not they speak English, it's not funny. People would say, my mate Ron, he says to me, oh, it's part of the holiday, getting lost. No, it isn't. I will be tearing my hair out and be very, very stressed. And I'm not going to do that in front of my nephew. So I just get cabs everywhere. And besides, the hotel runs a number of free shuttle services to Disney and places like that. So we'll take use of those. And then there'll be no stress. And if I want to go somewhere, just pick up the phone. Hi, can I have a cab? And I've got lots of $1 bills to give as tips and things like that. Because they like tips in America, don't they? Right, let me give you the contact details again. If you want to contact the show at any time, please feel free to do so, and I'll be able to pick up emails in Florida as well. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. You will find the short videos daily by subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Well, you saw the new opening little sequence. Got a new closing one as well for you. Okay? Thank you very much for watching and listening. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.